It's just basic gloss maroon. Who's ringing the phone? Hello YouTube and welcome to update 12. Right now we've got the track breakdown. So you remember I've had all of this up. If you don't know that, well, where the hell have you been? Because it's been up for 3 or 4 months. It was up. So I've put all the track back down, except that bit. We're ignoring that bit because at the moment I haven't got a piece of track to go in there. It was flexi track, but that's sort of disintegrated, as you can see, and I haven't got another piece of flexi track long enough to go in there just yet. So I'm leaving that for now. It only goes up to the branch line, the station over there where the bubble car is. So it's not vitally important. But yeah, when I get that done, then I'll be really happy because that means everything's finished. So you'll have seen my most recent video testing it, and you'll see everything worked fine, including the you need to come up with a name for these really, including the little inserts down here. You remember to fill the gaps. I put in some tiny pieces of track into the up here as well, into the fish plate, just to fill the gap, and that worked a treat. I've had no derailments over this at all, but you remember in my video testing it, I did have some derailments on these points. Now there was nothing wrong with the track work, that was the good thing. I found absolutely nothing wrong with the track work. It was just the points. So my track laying, thank God, doesn't seem to have any problems. What does have the problems is the 37 and these 2 points. Now these are Hornby's most recent versions of the points. They've done hundreds of thousands, haven't they? But basically, the strange thing about these is they have plastic going sort of along the inside of that rail, and the actual frog inside there, you know, the if I can get the camera vaguely in the right place, like that, the piece of plastic that's down where the flange goes, right at the very bottom, not the bit that sticks up in the middle, and not these bits here that take the rail, the actual bit of plastic at the bottom, the sort of base, so to speak, that's actually raised up more than their old points. I'm not quite sure why. For some reason Hornby's decided they want to change it. They're just being difficult, if you ask me. If it's not broken, don't fix it, was what I was always told. It's just many companies don't seem to know that. Another jump cut there because my voice just decided to give up, as you can probably hear. Anyway, so yeah, for some reason the class 37, which is now, actually it's hidden right off over there by the good shed and the fuzziness, there you go, that's decided it doesn't like it. And as far as I can tell, I've tested most of the locos. Obviously I've not tested all of them yet because there are quite a few. For some reason the 37 doesn't like it. A lot of people have said check the back-to-back wheel measurement thing, so I'll be trying that, and I'll just look into the 37 because obviously if it's just one loco, it does seem that the loco's at fault rather than the points at fault. But I don't know, if I can't fix it with the loco, then I may well look into changing something on the points. So if I can move it around so it's in focus again. As I was just saying, this bit's raised up, so basically if the flange is too long or something, it's going to come along and then go up. And then what the 37 was doing, I didn't notice it stepping up on that bit as such, but it was actually going straight on, and it was stepping up onto the middle of the frog. So you could see in the shots it was going up, and I don't know if they've moved this guide rail across so that now it's not actually holding this wheel in and pulling the loco across. So if this plastic guide rail is now further that way, that would mean that the loco can go straight on. That still leaves me with the question with why is it only the 37 doing this? I don't know. Basically, I'm still looking into it. But yes, that's the main thing is that's the only loco doing it, and the whole of the rest of the layout now works. So I'm incredibly happy about that. I've finally put the level crossing gates back in for the first time in months. You'll notice this one's not in yet because I've already managed to break them again. I've broken one of these, so that's being re-glued, one of the grey fence posts that is. I've also, if I move these out of the way, you can see I've re-polyfilled it all. It's all glued perfectly back in, well, not glued, but sealed or whatever. You now can't tell that was ever taken out. I actually found it was quite easy to match the shade of grey in the end. You remember I was quite worried that when I repainted this after re-polyfilling it and whatever to get rid of the little step of the plastic, that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to match that grey with that grey, and I'd end up having to repaint all of it. But in the end it wasn't too bad. So you can see it's all back in. I've not put road markings on yet. I've redone the paving slabs on both sides. My voice is going again, sorry. And I need to redo the crossing. You remember they had the little plasticard wooden crossing of crossingness going across there. That won't be put back in until I've reballasted it, and I won't be reballasting it for quite a while until I'm absolutely sure, with every loco in every direction, upside down and whatever, that nothing will derail on this. But yeah, when I'm happy, that will be ballasted, and all of these points will finally also be ballasted, and we might even have some point rigging, or whatever it's called, point rodding, something like that. Coming out of the signal box, I'm going to these 3 points and the signal, wherever that's gone. There it is. It's in the car park at the moment. Don't ask why, it's just everything is in the wrong place on this layout at the moment. So yeah, everything's still a mess on the layout at the moment. I'm slowly getting things back to normal, and I had a huge tidy up the other day. But I can now at least run some trains. If they want to work. So I'll be doing a running video shortly. I know there's a few people been wondering about that. Obviously I've not been running any trains, so I can't do a running video, especially if I've not even got the track to run them on. However, not running trains, I have been doing a few other things. Now, a while ago, you'll remember I painted the side of the baseboard around this side of the layout. You remember I painted all of this black, and I actually polyfilled all of it, because it was going sort of stripy with the plywood. And I said I probably wouldn't paint this side, if I focus it. I said I probably wouldn't paint this side because it's just too long, and it's way too much effort to polyfill all of it. Well, having not run trains, you sort of get round to doing the jobs that you never ever really get round to, if that makes sense. So you can it's still kind of stripy with the plywood, but I found another type of paint, and it's just some other kind of acrylic or something or other. and it's not so bad. The stripes, you don't notice them so much, well, in theory. I've polyfillared some areas, so if I come along here somewhere, there you can see the stripes sort of disappear. There was a huge hole in the side there, and another one sort of there-ish. You can see there's polyfiller on there, and I'll probably polyfiller a few more holes like there, and then I'll do another coat of paint, and hopefully that'll get rid of all the stripes on the side. And it makes it look a hell of a lot smarter, actually. I didn't realise how much better it would make it look, but if I just go for a standard shot like here, you can see that looks a lot better. One other thing I've done while I'm over here, or two actually, you can see in the background there the footbridge has no sides on it. So we'll start over here. The other thing I've done is I've redone this road now. Well, I say road, it's sort of more of a track, isn't it? But I wasn't happy with it. It was just sort of too perfect. So I've redone it with various shades of grey. That needs sort of blending in a bit. They're too different. There's really dark and really light. So they'll be blended a bit, and we'll have a load more grass. But I've put a load of gravel down the middle. Added loads of more gravel in that's been painted. You can see gravel that's been, if I bring the light over so we can actually see it, you can see there's some gravel that's been painted in, that's glued in and whatever, with the paint, and then more put on top. Then there's a load of grass that I've put on the thing on the track. If I come down on the side, that's a bit easier to see. It sort of goes more green. Layers up behind itself. It's a lot easier to see with the eye, actually. The grass isn't really showing up on camera, which is a bit odd, but yes, so I'll be adding more grass, probably more gravel. You can see along here where I had the gravel edge, that was way too perfect. So I've added loads of gravel, no, the gravel was already there. I've added loads of grass in on that. And I'm going to add some sort of vines or weeds or something growing up the wall, so it'll look really sort of rustic and not really maintained, because that's this sort of the back of the station, if you like. The front of the station is over there, although you can't really tell at the moment. Having said that, the main station building will be sort of here, so I don't know at the moment. Bear with me, I'm making it up as I go along. But I do like the look of that track like that, even with the station building there. Because the idea is you have the road here, and then the road comes sort of back, and then you would have a sort of T-junction sort of here. And that would come up with the little gravel track up here, and then you have the sort of car park for the station somewhere off the baseboard here. And you would enter it coming in, I have to move the camera again, you would enter it coming in over here, so up these steps and up this ramp, and I just killed a man there. But as you can see, that is sort of the main sort of entrance. Obviously you've got the nice posh steps over here, so I will be adding some paving and stuff, but yeah, I've not really got a perfect backstory for any of this yet. But I'm just sort of making it look good. Obviously the station building's not here yet. I'm yet to paint that or do anything with that, to be honest, yet. I keep getting sidetracked, so that's the thing. I've ended up redoing all the track rather than the station building. And obviously that halt still hasn't come back. That's been gone for like, what, 2 years now, something like that. So if you're new to the channel, which most of you probably are, you've not been here for 2 years, there was a basic Hornby station halt there that I went to repaint and never got any further. So I'll be doing a video series showing me redoing the buildings, and hopefully we might have them done by Christmas or something, but no promises yet, I'm afraid. So finally coming up to the last part in this area, we have the footbridge. So the beady-eyed of you, or whatever you're called, will probably have noticed this even when I was talking about the gravel down here. You'll have noticed that the footbridge is missing all its sides. This is Hornby's basic bridge. In fact, I've tidied up so much that I put all the boxes in the cupboard down here, so I would get it out, but I was just about to get it out and show you how good I am at sorting, but I've just realised it's at the back, so maybe not. But yeah, so this is the footbridge, and you'll remember it was green. The sides were actually green, and the two sides that are here, I'll take off that one, it's easiest, I've repainted. Don't you love it when the phone goes halfway through filming a video? Anyway, right, back to the footbridge. I was just about to say, I've repainted the sides, as you can see. They were green, and now they're a nice glossy maroon. That's obviously way too glossy and will be weathered down a little bit. And in fact, I've just noticed some of the paint's come off. You can see the green just next to my thumb there. You can just about make that out. The paint I'm using for this, for once, is actually the right colour. So it's a really nice paint by Cherry Paints. I don't even know if the company's still around anymore. It's a really old can of paint. In fact, it says where most cans of paint, they say non-toxic, non-flammable, or it's fine to give it to babies or something. I don't know. Let the baby children drink it. This one says caution, flammable, very toxic, do not use in any circumstances. So yeah, it's not a new can of paint by any means. But you'll have noticed it says LMS Crimson Lake, so it is in fact the perfect colour for this. This station is going to be my LMS/Midland station. In fact, all of my stations are, but this is the perfect colour. So yeah, it does. I've just painted these two before I painted the rest as sort of test pieces, and as you can see, if we just look at that bit, that looks quite good. And it will fit in with the only actual pieces I've painted the right colour yet are the porter's thing there, and focus on it. That's been painted in the same colour, and so is this, which is the station sign. I'm yet to get a Rutton sign to go on there yet. For those of you who don't know, this is Rutton Station, and this is Rutton Junction actually, and that's Rutton Town Station over there with the bubble car on it. So yes, hopefully by the next update that will be painted, and hopefully by the next update I'll have a little more to show you around here. I'll be working on the paving slabs or something, although I probably need to go and buy some more of them, because I use the Metcalf self-adhesive paving slabs which come on the sheets, but I've used pretty much all of them up, so no promises as ever. Nothing on this channel is ever guaranteed. It's sort of whatever I feel like doing, so I'll say I'll do one thing and I'll end up doing a completely different thing, but yes, that's what I'll be aiming for. Okay, so for one last thing, I've just come over the other side of the layout, and if you're wondering where we are, that is the bubble car, just there. So we were right over the other side of the layout over there. Oops, just knocked something off the side of the baseboard. Yeah, it is quite cramped down here. Actually looks rather big on camera, because the camera's right up close to it. There's the HST that you always see at the back of the layout, so we are right down the back. But I brought you over here to show you this track work. You remember I redid all of this around last Christmas time, when I first got the dreaded flexi track, which I've not made friends with at all. And there's a few huge gaps around, mainly here, as you can see. So probably I'm going to end up taking some of this up, and my idea is I'm going to put some of those tiny pieces of rail in to fill the gaps. as that works so well. Obviously I still leave some smaller gaps around, such as that one, and now it's completely out of focus because I'm way too close, but such as, I can't even find the joint on the screen, such as that one, there it is, I found it. There you go, there's some nice small gaps there, and they're good for the expansion and whatever. A few people have warned me about that. So yeah, I don't mind that, by the way. When I say people warn me about stuff, that's a good thing. I thank you all for that, because that's what I do this for. That's why I like to YouTube, so to speak, because I get nice tips off you, I get to see what all you guys are doing. It's basically just to get some good ideas and make sure I'm not doing completely the wrong thing. So if you come to the next update and you see that there's now no entrance to the sidings, don't be too alarmed, because hopefully that should be a straightforward job, although nothing seems to be quite so straightforward on this layout. So that's about all for this update. I'm now going to be going on holiday for 2 weeks. I'm going down to South Devon as usual for this time of year. So I'll put a few scheduled videos up just to keep the channel ticking over, but if I don't reply to your comments, sorry, I'm not being rude, it's just I'm on holiday and I probably don't have a Wi-Fi connection. So yeah, I'll put a few running videos up. As I say, not said yet, I've now got Windows 10, I'm now running Windows 10 on my laptop with the new start menu and whatever, so I'm still getting used to that a little bit. But yeah, that's all great fun. So if stuff isn't getting updated, I'm still playing with my laptop and trying to fix whatever's broken now. Having said that, it actually did set up quite easily. Anyway, so once again I am talking about nothing, so basically yes, I've not done too much, but obviously the main thing this update was I've got all the track back down, and I was just explaining to you in me actually talking rather than trying to do it with subtitles like the last video, what was going on those points. So yeah, obviously I'm looking into that. So anyway, yes, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you all again probably in 2 weeks, I'm afraid, so September. So, bye!